What is the link between destiny and discipline?
Okay, now when you look at the issue of discipline in relation to one's destiny, it's a very, very critical. I would start from childhood. There is a very interesting story. I know some of the psychologists have alluded to this, that the training of a child only ends at 12. Beyond 12, the child moves into adolescent, becomes a little bit difficult. So when you are a Christian, if you define that, train up a child in the way he should go when he grows, you will not depart from it.
Yes.
I never thought about it, but look at it. Jesus, the parents disappears at the age of 12 after the discussion in the temple when he got lost, and he says, I have to be in my father's house at the age of 12. After that, you don't see the parents until he dies and goes to heaven. So there's been a discussion that the true parenting, training of values and disciplines of a child, most of the time they might end at 12. From there, you just guide the child in the disciplines that they have already been grounded into. Now, having said that, this is my perspective. I always think discipline is in 3 phases. The first one is the child being disciplined by the parents. Do your homework, wash your dishes, clean the house. And the parents set up a routine where the child knows from this time to this time I do what, from this day to this day. So there is a routine. The sleeping time is the same. The doing what is the same. So the parent now has a responsibility to train that child from year 1 to year 12. The routine has been established. A pattern, we say a pattern is formed once you do something one. When you do it second time, the third time, the pattern is formed in a child. So the child has a routine. Once the child is disciplined, he moves to phase 2. Adolescent up to adulthood, he walks in what we call self-disciplined. Taking from the root of being disciplined from the parents, now is independent. She is independent. She takes from those concepts and begin to discipline herself. Meaning, I myself as an adult, I know when to study, I know what to do, how to save up money, where to go, where to say, what to say and what not to say. So that self-discipline now governs that person with values and all other things that I'm put in place for self-discipline. And that now leads the person towards destiny. There will never be destiny without discipline. For it is the discipline now that distinguishes you from the masses. I'll give you an example. Everybody is an average, but once you try to do an extra, put an extra effort, that discipline begins to distinguish you in a class, begin to distinguish you in a business, that you are moving towards your destiny. Very, very important. Once the stage 3 is complete, there is a stage, the stage 2 is complete, you go to stage 3 of discipline. And that stage 3 is always an optional. Optional discipline. Once your parents didn't discipline you, you can't do stage 2 very well, meaning self-discipline. Therefore, you are going to fall in the 3rd category of discipline. And those are people that have been disciplined by life. So life now begins to discipline you. You might find yourself in jail. You might find yourself sick out of sexual transmitted disease. You might find yourself out of a job. You might find yourself a vagabond of life, moving from one place to the other, just wandering. No direction, no purpose in life. Why? Stage 3 is an optional because the first 2 didn't happen. There was no disciplining from childhood. There was no self-discipline. And therefore you fall under stage 3 where you are being disciplined by life. I want you to think about that. So therefore, destiny is inseparable from self-discipline. It's not just you praying a lot, you jumping, proclaiming, confession, affirmation. That is all good. Until we put in the discipline of work, your destiny is in void. So that is just my thought. You can take a perspective. That is the link between discipline and destiny.